Introduce yourself.
Kallan, Lowry?
Do you have everything you need?
Yes.
Whenever you're ready.
Thank you. So my informative speech today is on the Israel-Palestine conflict. I will be focusing on the time era past World War II, and I will be focusing on the Gaza Strip. So the people of Israel and Palestine have been fighting over who should own the land of the Gaza Strip. This leads to conflicts of war, people at risk, and difficulty of living. After World War II, the Jewish people feel the need to have their own country due to the persecution that the people faced. Besides this, the Jewish people were forced to separate their land throughout history and feel like it's time for a change. During the time of the Jewish persecution, the Palestinians entered in the land of Israel and took over along with their Arab neighbors. The Jews were given a large part of the state after World War II, which was considered Palestine territory. Palestine felt like this was unfair and rejected the Jewish people. But both sides feel equally entitled to the state. It is a matter of pride, religious beliefs, and subjugation. After World War II, the Jewish people still want to live in their original country, but during the war, the Palestinians still continued to invade the country of Israel. However, in 1948, Israel became a Jewish nation after the two nations went to war. But there's more conflicts arising after 1948, even though Israel became a Jewish state. So one example of this conflict is the Six-Day War. The Six-Day War happened from June 5th to June 11th of 1967. This is when the Arabs, enemies came in and tried to take over certain parts of Israel. However, the Jewish people remained the land and kept the Sinai Peninsula, the Gaza Strip, the West Bank, the Old City of Jerusalem, and the Golan Heights. The Jewish people had the desire to exchange the winning countries for the Palestinians to acknowledge their opponents as a state. However, because the Jewish people conquered the majority of the land, and they decided to exchange it and hand it to the Palestinians just for simple acknowledgement, the Palestinians withdrew the offer. But in 2005, Israel still withdrew their troops from the Gaza state. Instead of a compromise taking place, Hamas opposes Israel. Hamas is an Arab army that uses violence to get what they want. So because of this, they continue to use bombs and violence to get the Jewish people to try to protest and have conflict with their opponent side. This leads to Israel moving their troops from the border of Gaza to maintain attacks. And ultimately what this does is it entraps a lot of Palestinians and Hamas in the Gaza Strip as they are trying to get out of it and call it their own. So the violence continues. It does not stop, but some statistics are, in 2008, Israel reacted to the violence and sent troops that led to 13,000 Arabs dying and only 13 Israeli soldiers. In 2012, there was another 8-day violence which led to the death of 167 Palestinians and only 6 Israelis. In 2014, Hamas and Israel had a 50-day attack where over 2,200 people died, which were mostly Palestinians. But however, after this attack, because of the majority of people dying, they were called to cease fire. So how do the people live today? In modern times, the people of Palestine do not have an official army that compares to its opponents, but they still persevere to try to win this state. The Jewish people take shelter during their time of violence. School kids will spend their day in the shelter if need be, and they will continue their school day. And unfortunately, both sides have become accustomed to living to such dangerous environments. So why does this matter? This affects our foreign relations. Groups of people are living in jeopardy. The public affairs are at stake. And other countries have become involved in the issues, such as the United States and the United Nations. No solution has been created, and some ideas are to have it as a Palestine state, some ideas are to have it as an Israeli state and a two-state solution. But hopefully, with prayer and support with both of the countries, a solution will become involved. Thank you.